guys? So I was just spontaneously told about a work trip this morning, so I don't have much time to get ready. I need to put some seafoam in my engine and let it sit for a couple days. This is actually the perfect time to do it because I'm going to be gone for 2 days. So I just picked up some seafoam motor treatment. Then this Marvel mystery oil will go on for a couple days after I finish that. So first I just need to get the car up to operating temperature real quick. So I'm going to drive it for a couple minutes. Feel right, like doesn't want to get going. Can't tell if I can see it smoking out the back or not. It's so hard to tell. Been a few days, but I'm back from my work trip. It's time now to put some mystery oil in there, let that sit for another day, and hopefully that cleaned out the pistons and the rings a lot. Then tomorrow, depending on when Amazon delivers my package, I may be getting a little nipple fitting welded to my mid pipe so that I can dump my PCV into it so that I have a vacuum draw on my crankcase, because without that I don't currently have a vacuum source on my crankcase. So my entire crankcase pressure, my ventilation system is just dumping straight out of this hose down here somewhere. It's actually probably touching my axle, so that's not really great. So that's how that's currently working, but that means that, you know, there's no vacuum on the crankcase, so the piston rings aren't sealing as well as they will once it's in vacuum. And that also means that I might be getting a little bit more blow-by than I should be, which is definitely not helping my case for this smoking issue that I have. So yeah, I should have ordered the nipple sooner. I didn't know that Amazon Prime had it. So I found out this morning that they have it, and today's a Friday. So it'll be here tomorrow, but the exhaust shop closes at just 1:00 p.m. So, you know, I kind of doubt that I'm gonna get it in time. I'm still gonna drive the car tomorrow, either way. I mean, I've been driving the car like this for a while, so I'm just gonna continue to do that. All right, I have no idea how much of this stuff to add, so here goes nothing. Maybe like a tablespoon in each one, or like half an ounce. What it looks like. Okay, I think that might have been a lot. I'm just gonna clean up the excess and then get everything buttoned back up. Yo, I need to do something about this because this just screams like cheap engine bay. Seeing this, like, I mean, this thing was really cheap, but the fact that it just says like K-Moon or whatever it says on there, it just looks, it doesn't look quality, to say the least. I'm gonna either like sand that off, or like maybe I'll just come off with my fingernail. Maybe some alcohol, some rubbing alcohol will get that off. I don't know, I just don't like that. It just makes it look like a cheap engine bay. Okay, now that everything's buttoned up, there's nothing preventing it from starting up tomorrow. What's up, what's up, what's up? So, today, I just got this little nipple fitting in the mail. Got that from Amazon, and I also got a package from McMaster Car that, what the hell? What is going? Yo. Oh, I'm using the wrong key. I was freaking using the other Golf's key over here. Alright. So I also got from McMaster-Carr some more heater hose so I can run the PCV rear port right to this. And I got a little like NPT male fitting that'll go right onto this that I can actually put the hose onto, so I don't have to put the hose right on that. So I should be able to get this entire thing sorted today. Basically that hose right there is gonna run down to this guy, which is gonna be welded into my mid pipe. So all of the exhaust gases that flow through the mid pipe are going to go like this way, and it's gonna pull it's basically gonna put a vacuum in this line. So by the Venturi effect, it's gonna pull the exhaust or the crankcase gases out of there. It's gonna pull the crankcase pressure right out of this rear PCV port. So from what I've seen, and I'll do my own testing, I have a vacuum gauge that I just recently bought. Should be able to get up to 5 inches mercury pull. So that is a hell of a lot better than no pull at all, because what I've been having is this just vented to atmosphere, which is, you know, there's no vacuum in here at all. Saturday, but I just found a local shop that's open a little bit late today, so they're open until 6. It's like 1 o'clock right now, so I can get this mid pipe off in a matter of like, I don't know, 20 minutes at the very, very most. So I'm gonna get the car up, get this in place, mark it where I want it, and then bring it over to that shop, and they're just gonna MIG weld it. They said their TIG welder, the guy who does the TIG welding, isn't in right now, and he'll be in on Monday. But I'm like, I don't really care how it looks, so I'm cool with doing a MIG. And I also, when I had my valve cover off a couple days ago, I remember seeing a little bit of like shininess in the oil. I didn't put a magnet up to it. I also don't feel like taking my valve cover back off. I need to change my oil anyway because I just put all this seafoam and mystery oil in there. So after I start it up for a few minutes, I'm just gonna change the oil. So while I'm at it, I might as well change the oil filter. So again, since it's a Saturday and it's actually not 1, I just checked, it's actually 2:30. A lot of dealers are closed, but thankfully the dealer that I have a buddy at is open, and he said that he thinks he has a filter. He's just checking, so I'm probably gonna be heading over to there. It's like a 25-minute drive. So hopefully I can get my oil filter and I can get this welded up today and have a productive Saturday here. And the reason I'm like pushing so hard to get this stuff done is because I'm leaving again on Monday for another business trip. Yeah, look at how wet it looks down here. Looks like I'm still leaking a bunch of oil. Look at like on my tie rod. It's very wet over there. All right. Sounds like I'm getting a storm pretty soon, so I'm trying to move really fast. So I'll stick it right in the mid pipe. Just put it like something like this. Should be pretty good. Yep, I think it fell right on me. So it's off. Kind of in a rush to go drop off that pipe at the shop that's gonna weld together. The gas stations that I usually go to are really out of the way, but they're a lot cheaper. So the one that I just went to was like, it wasn't out of my way whatsoever. It was literally on the road I was on anyway, but it's so expensive. So like when I go to those, I literally buy like $5. I got $5 of gas. Like, I mean, it wasn't fully empty before, but like I have a little bit more than a quarter tank right now, which is, they look at me like I'm an idiot when I say, oh, can I have $5 of gas? All right, I'm pulling up to this shop right now. I'm gonna drop this off. I just got word from my friend that they do have a bunch of those filters, so I'm gonna go grab one of those while they work on welding this up. All right, so I dropped that off. The dude was pretty friendly. I've never been here before. Didn't really ask me too many questions. I feel like that other shop that I used to go to probably would have been asking me questions about what it's being used for, tell me that they can't do it because it's illegal and all that stuff. So I'm glad that I found this little shop. All right, I got the filter, so I'm ready to go over to the shop again. It's another 30-something minute drive. So I've never gone this way before, leaving this this dealer, but it basically just took me through like this little suburbs area. And dude, I have never seen this before, but there's no stop signs. There's just like a bunch of little like lines on the street that say stop. So like there's no stop sign. And by the time you see the line, if you're not looking for it, you're already like 10 feet from it. So I have to keep slamming on my brakes. That was kind of annoying. I'm not a fan of that. All right, we got it. I told him not to make it look pretty. He had to MIG weld it. He said something along the lines of the guy who does the TIG welding isn't in today. I said I don't care what it looks like as long as it works and as long as it's facing the right direction. I fucked around with him at first. I told him he did it the wrong way. He like freaked out. So yeah, I'm gonna head back home. The storm, if I'm lucky, is gonna pass. Doesn't look like it actually. It's there's actually, yeah, this storm actually looks pretty bad. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm probably gonna have to pick up some oil too. So maybe I'll run over to like Walmart or AutoZone or something like that right now. Bro, it is pouring outside. I can hear the rain pounding the ceiling right now, pounding the roof. All right, so they don't have any 5W40 here, but they do have 0W40, so I'm gonna have to run that, I guess. I feel like I'm gonna change the oil again in like a month, so I don't really know how much I really care what oil I run right now, especially because it's summertime. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they have Castrol. I think Castrol's the only option for W40. Bam, so I actually just found they have Castrol Edge and 5W40. I don't know what the difference is between this and the OEM stuff. The OEM stuff is Castrol Edge OE Professional, which is what I always run, but there's nowhere for me to really buy that right now. So this will have to do. This is VW 50200 approved, so it'll be good. While I'm here, since all my refrigerant is drained, I should probably pick up one of these so that I can get some AC going in my car again. I need some brake cleaner too, so if they have any of that. Oh, here we go. PB blaster, brake cleaner, brake cleaner, brake cleaner. You guys want to know the secret to all the boost? Octane booster. Alright, I need to get the fuck out of here. They don't have brake cleaner apparently. Alright, I got everything. Pretty hungry, so I'm actually gonna stop at Chick-fil-A right now, real quick. I think the storm is pretty much passing, it's almost gone. So by the time I get home, should be clear enough to get this shit on. And damn, hopefully I don't run out of gas. I'm right on the E right now. Yeah, so I completely forgot that this rear PCV port is actually 1 inch, and the fitting for this dump is 5/8, so kind of have a little issue here. I'm gonna have to go find like an adapter of some sort. Well, a 5/8 to 1 inch adapter. But the issue is I mean, Home Depot might have one. I can go try. But yeah, I'm definitely not going to be able to stretch that hose over that, and I really do not think I have the right adapters, so I'm going to have to probably go to Home Depot. Alright, well it's 7:30 right now. Home Depot closes at 8, so I'm trying to rush over there. Actually, a 7/8 hose. I couldn't remember what it was. It's 7/8 inner diameter out the back, and it is 5/8 for the fitting. So hopefully I can find some MPT fittings and a little adapter piece. I really doubt I can find just one straight single piece adapter between those two sizes, but if I can, that'd be perfect. So the biggest hose barb they had was 5/8. They didn't have any 7/8. Well, as always, Home Depot did not have what I needed. The best I could do is getting just this. Dude, this is so like not the right way to do this. Got 5/8 inner diameter hose barb, so I can put the long hose on that, but then to adapt it to the 7/8 hose, they didn't have any 7/8 hose barbs, so I have to just stick the hose right on that end. I mean, it should work. It may not seal very nicely up against the threads, but I could always just stick some like, so that's where I'm at. And then I just got like a little clamp because I don't have any clamps at home that are like perfectly the size. I have a lot of smaller clamps, but I don't have any of that size. It might work. It's not the right way to do it. It's not gonna be permanent, but temporarily, it might just work. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna go in. Nope. Kinda worked. I'm a little worried. Basically, I'm being cautious and I'm tightening these down extra tight so that this piece doesn't rotate, because if it does, this hose is gonna rotate upwards and hit the drive shaft, and that's not gonna be pretty. I'm gonna avoid that at all costs. In hindsight, it would have been better to put this bung back here further where this shield is, because then if it rotates upward, it'd probably just hit the shield, and the shield will probably prevent it from hitting the prop shaft. So it's alright. As long as I'm careful and I make sure to tighten this down enough, I should be good. So now I have to look to see where the best spot would be to route that hose. So I'm gonna take a look right now. But yeah, looking at this, we got the fitting going right here. So it looks like I'm gonna have to go, underneath the turbo over here, like above the subframe, and then underneath the inlet. You can see my blue hose. That's where I have that being dumped. So I can just bend that hose underneath the intake and bring it right over here, and that should work. Should be able to keep that hose pretty well out of the heat of the turbo too, which is perfect.
All offers to qualify by prior sales included. Then fire up the eats and enjoy every bite.
This guy looks good, so I can feed it back down and get it into final position now. I got the whole thing in approximate position here. This guy is pretty much ready to go right there. Just need to get the clamp on it, and the guy down at the bottom is ready to go too. The fitting's right there. Like I was saying, if that fails, since it's kind of ghetto, that will just kind of drip down right here instead of going onto the exhaust manifolds. I like that. So this guy might be a little bit too long, so I can always trim it later if need be. Holy fireworks. Alright. You know what? This is totally a 1-inch hose back here. I was totally right at first. So this is a 7/8 hose. The port is definitely an inch. I think these over here are 7/8. Actually, I thought these were 3/4. I don't know. I'm all confused. It seems like this hose, I had to stretch it a bit, but I don't think it's at risk of cracking, so I think I'll be all right. All right, it's on there. I assume that plastic port isn't really meant to be like tightened down too much, so I mean, I tightened it down a lot, but I stopped right there because I don't want that thing to crack and like collapse on itself. Should be ready to start up. I think it's gonna blow a bunch of smoke out, I'm pretty sure. So, see what happens. got those like fog machines. Camera's not picking it up too well. It's crazy. What's up, guys? So I just got some brake cleaner from AutoZone. I'm going to clean off the backside of the motor. Not as best as I can, but pretty much as quickly as I can. Like I want to clean off a bunch of it, but I also don't want to sit here for 3 hours cleaning it because I know it's just gonna get dirty again with oil, probably. But I just want to clean it off good enough so that I can tell if it starts leaking again. And I will take it for a short test drive, try to blow out that seafoam, and then change the oil and, you know, just monitor the oil leak and monitor the oil burning. Yeah, there's so many freaking bugs on this carpet all the time. This carpet like doesn't even keep me clean anymore. It's just so much oil and like oil soaked into it, bugs on it. Every time I lay on it, I feel like I get more dirty than I was before. Got some dripping right there on the turbo oil drain, all on the transfer case. I think that might be up from the cam cover, not sure. That drips all down the trans. The whole back side of the motor is wet. That is the one that concerns me the most because I don't really understand where that's coming from. And it's also leaking like down the engine mount over here on this side. All right, she's ready. I think I did a good enough job. Like I said, I'm not gonna sit here all day. So I'm gonna back out. Well, I'm gonna let down the car, back it out. I got a clear path for me to pull it out first. All right, let's start this puppy up and see how this goes. You know, I just noticed my brake pedal has a ton of vibration in it. The gas pedal, I don't feel anything. The clutch pedal, I feel a little bit of vibration. But man, that brake pedal is like, it's like vibrating my whole leg right now. So something's up with that, I think. I'm pretty low on gas. I'm probably gonna go get some gas. I thought I heard that. Is it still on? Did it fall off? I like hit my front bumper on my curb as I was backing out somehow. My mom thinks it fell off. Man, it's idling like shit right now. I still think the car's driving, there's just something a little bit weird about how it's driving. Like I have a difficult time getting started in first gear. I don't know, it just almost seems like it wants to stall. All right, just got gas. This car's a little bit embarrassing because it, you know, smokes so much. But, you know, here goes nothing here. There's a shit ton of people at this gas station too. My car's loud, smokes a shit ton. Got some gas. Time to go let it rip a little bit, I guess. I don't know. I should have brought my computer so I can monitor like timing pull and everything, but forgot to do that, so I guess I just will try to stay around like wastegate pressure. I don't know. I'm not too concerned. It wasn't knocking before. The only thing I changed was putting the this PCV recirculation into the exhaust. So here's a look at how my first gear. You know what? I think that feels fine right there. I think it's driving fine. This is a big hot side on this turbo, so like it should spool slowly. Then again, like this is the G25660, it's also not supposed to spool slowly. So it's kind of like difficult to put a gauge on it. If I had one of the small ARs, I would expect like pretty damn quick spool. But the fact that this is a big hot side, it just lowers my expectations a lot. I haven't driven any other cars that have this turbo. Actually, I haven't driven any other cars that are big turbo in general. I've only been in other big turbo cars. So it's kind of difficult to gauge like partial throttle drivability. Yeah, let's get on the highway. Yo, leaving it in like a high gear, you can just like, can you guys hear that? The turbo whistling? Oh my God, dude, it sounds so good. I keep doing it over and over and over again. Just going into like 3 pounds of boost sounds so good. Yeah, you know what? I think there is something up with this turbo or something, because, ready? Watch this. That's slow, man. That was like full boost around like 4,500 or something like that. That's way slower than this turbo is supposed to be spooling. Way slower. Yeah, let's do another one. I mean, I'm giving it a good head start right now at 4,000. It should be able to spool pretty quickly for 4,000. What just happened? I think I just blew my turbo. It's not doing anything now. Holy shit. You guys, can you guys hear that? That whistling noise? Dude, that is not good. It's not hitting any boost now. You guys heard that noise? It didn't hit like, look. It's not spooling, it's not hitting any boost. I hit 1 pound there. All I hear is just air coming out. I'm actually just gonna pull over. Because as much as this car has been frustrating me lately, I also don't want it to catch on fire. So the turbo seals hold the bearings in place, but they also hold the oil in. So I don't know what the hell just happened, but if I just blew my, I don't know if I blew a bearing actually. I don't really know what the fuck happened. But either way, if something happened with the turbo, it could be spewing oil out right now. While I'm looking in the engine bay, I will scan the car with my OBD11 since I do have that. And then hopefully between those two things, I can get a pretty good idea what happened. Can't see anything here. Kind of need a light though. This isn't really a good road to be on because it's like so dark. This parking lot's so dark, I wouldn't even be able to see if oil was dripping probably. Okay, this guy's done. No engine codes at all, it's green. Okay, before I jump to conclusions, you know what I just thought of? As I was about to send a message to one of my buddies. Maybe I blew a boost pipe off, because if I did, I won't get any boost. I mean, I can still hear the turbo spooling, and if the turbo seals went bad, oil would be everywhere probably, and the bearings wouldn't be in place anymore. So I'd probably have like a shit ton of shaft play and stuff. So maybe I just blew one of my boost hoses off. So I'm gonna take a look at those right now. Yeah, and hopefully that's all that happened. Throttle body's definitely on there. The throttle body to the charge pipe's definitely on. The charge pipe to the intercooler, I can check that one. And then all the ones on the other side too. All right, so I was right. That's exactly what happened. I see that aluminum pipe. Well, not that one. The silicon pipe that goes above it, silicon hose that goes right onto the turbo outlet, around the compressor outlet, popped right off. Let's see if I can show you guys that. It's kind of hard to see. As you can see, all this movement right here, because this silicon hose up here came right off the turbo. Thankfully it didn't like fall further and start hitting the axle and stuff, because on that little hose is also a spot for my N75 hose. So the N75 hose was still supporting it and holding it up. So it's really difficult getting there, and there's oil all over that. There's oil all over this clamp for this hose. Probably have to investigate that when I get home. But for now, since I can't really reach up there, the best I can do is either plop it right on and then just not clamp it down, or I can just get away with just driving like this. But at least I know the car's not going to catch on fire and that it's just a silly little hose. All right, yeah, I couldn't get that hose on at all. So now you guys will get to see what a big turbo built motor Golf R drives like when it's NA. Naturally aspirated big turbo Golf R. Let's go. Oh yeah, baby. Holy shit, she still pops when she's NA. You know what? I'm actually kind of impressed how my car's driving NA. Doesn't drive that bad. You can hear the turbo just the turbo just shooting out so much air. Well, it's still smoking a shit ton, so I don't know if that's still the seafoam or what. I know I was generous with the seafoam. So what I'm gonna do is get the car up, change the oil, get that boost hose back on there, see how bad it's leaking, and then take it for another drive.